Hi, hello again. It's Tracy coming to you live from Golden Dog Adventure Company headquarters, and I'm here with Jody Crotty. How are you, Jody?
I'm great, Tracy. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Thanks for joining me tonight to talk about our partner holiday showcase, of which you are part of, as well as many of our members, which is something that we've done it every year, but this year we're doing it a little bit differently. And we've actually put a guide together with lots of cool deals and events and specials and services and products. And you are one of the people in there, and I wanted to talk about the great offer that you have and tell people a little bit about what you do, because I think sometimes people might get a little confused or might want more information. So we're going to give that all to them tonight. So why don't you first tell us, Jody, a little bit about what you do, and then we can get into your showcase and explain further.
Cool. Well, thank you, Tracy. That was a great introduction. So, my name is Jody Crotty. I'm a certified soul level animal communicator, companion animal doula, and author of the book Do You Talk with Animals? So, I became certified through the Danielle McKinnon School. I've been doing animal communication kind of really all of my life, but it wasn't until I started my business that it really kind of expanded on that. So, what is a soul level animal communicator?
Please tell
What
me,
is
because I don't know. Well, I do
what
know, but
is that?
other
So,
people.
yeah, most people understand are a pet psychic. So, but a soul level animal communicator goes to the soul level of your connection with your pet. Why did that animal come into your life? What are some of the soul lessons that animal is helping you to grow and evolve, and vice versa? We all love our animals, but there are lessons that they are teaching us about ourselves. So there's a huge difference between a pet psychic and a soul level animal communicator. So an animal communicator during a session, I like to connect in with the person first, because you're as much part of the reading as your animal is. And so most people are like, oh, just connecting with my animal. No, again, that's that soul level connection. What is the connection that you have with your animal? So then we move on to the animal part of the reading. So the animal part of the reading, the less information I know, the better the reading for you. Because then that way I'm not interpreting, that I'm not kind of like pulling it up out of thin air and I didn't look you up on Google. So you're getting that perspective from your animal. So I don't need any pictures. Again, the less information I know, the better, because then it makes a more enriching and soul connection for you to understand during that session. So people ask questions during the session. An open-ended question is usually better than a simple yes or no. For example, is he happy? Okay, is he happy with what? Is he happy with you? Is he happy in his body? Does he like the other brother and sister that's coming into the home? So allowing yourself to elaborate during the session is going to, again, reap more information. So we might reword that question, or most often the animals reword it for us, because they're usually guiding us on what we need to know. So the animal might come through me for you to say, let's talk about how I feel about that new puppy that you just got. Let me give you my perspective. So that kind of enriches more of the reading when you do an animal communication session with me. And then it's always validating for the person. Again, their personalities will come through. And again, what are the lessons that they're helping you to learn? And how can you guys learn and grow together? So that's kind of the gist of an animal communication session. I offer two types of sessions, a 30-minute session and then a 55-minute session. So you can have the choice of whether you feel comfortable to do a Zoom or a phone call. Again, people who might be grieving the loss of a pet might not want to be on Zoom, but then they might want to record because they are in such an emotional state that they might want to record. It's all private. As now this day and age, since COVID, I think everyone mostly is familiar with Zoom. So I don't do in-person sessions anymore because I found it to be very distracting to the owner and to the animal and to me. So as an intuitive, I want to, again, deliver the most information from that animal. So if I'm playing with that animal, I'm interpreting, I'm seeing like how his behavior is. And I don't want that for my clients. So if that makes sense.
Yeah, that
So
does.
that's it pretty much in a nutshell about how a session goes. And like I said, it's really kind of validating because it helps you understand your pet and where they're coming from. So I connect in with animals that are alive to help with behavioral issues, anxiety issues, as well as animals that have crossed over. I do have a lot of clients that, they have big concerns about, did I euthanize too early? Or, whatever, did I do enough for my pet? And so getting that perspective from the animal to say, you are enough and that you're amazing. So connecting in with live animals and animals that are crossed over, that's kind of the gist of what I do. And I think the strangest animal that I've connected with, this was a while ago, was actually a friend of mine's bearded dragon named Bruno. So you never know. So whether if you have a bearded dragon, a dog, a cat, a snake, or a horse, so they all have messages to share. So
Very true.
help in any way. Yeah.
Well, and Jody, tell us about your showcase here because I love this. You're offering 15% of the purchase price back to a charity of their choice. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so if you book a session, you just go to my website, jodycrotty.com, and choose either a 30-minute session or a 55-minute session. From now until December 24th, I will donate 15% back to whatever charity of your choice. I've gotten Mary's Dogs, the New Hampshire SPCA, and a couple, even if it's not a local charity. I'm also a member of the New Hampshire, not a member. I don't know where I was going with that story. Anyways, I was thinking of membership because you mentioned membership. So whatever charity is important to you, I will go ahead and donate, and then I'll send you a little reminder saying that I donated on your behalf.
Yeah, I
So
love
yeah.
that. That's such a nice touch. And then, so what about they'll be entered for a chance to win a 30-minute session as well?
That is correct. So when you book a session and I donate, you will be entered into a special raffle to win a free 30-minute session from me. And again, that can be anytime during the year, whatever is really convenient for you. So I get a lot of gift certificates as well. Gift certificates make a great gift this time of year. The only thing is, we all love our animals, but I would just check with the person that is receiving that gift certificate, and making sure that this is something that they're interested in. Because again, animal communication, pet psychics, it's not everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. So I would just check with whoever you're giving the gift certificate to. So I do gift certificates. You would just email me who the gift is for and what you're looking to purchase as far as the type of session. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good advice. I like that. And I just want to remind people too that if you shop our partners, shop local, obviously, because that's what we want to support. And you spend, or I should say, for every $50 you spend, you will earn an entry into our giveaway at the end of the shopping season on the 24th, which is a $100 shopping spree at whichever favorite partner location you would want to go back to. So let's say you bought a session or you reserved a session for a friend or a family member. Then you get entered into the drawing, and then if you win, you could go back and get a session for yourself with Jody.
Yeah, absolutely. And so a 30-minute session, you could just, even if you booked a 30-minute session, you've just spent your $50. So that would be amazing. Again, even if it's a gift certificate. So I encourage everybody to shop local. We've got some amazing vendors and people within this group that love animals. And so it's just a wonderful group. So I thank Tracy for creating this group. It's lovely.
Yeah, we are a wonderful group. We're better together. I love it.
Absolutely. 100%.
So Jody, you mentioned this at the beginning when you were introducing yourself. I'd love to talk a little bit more about it, but I know that you are an author, a published author.
Yes.
Congratulations. That's a huge
Thank
deal.
you.
Tell us a little bit about your book, because I know that you also sell that on your website as well.
I do. So I recently wrote a book that was inspired from an owl who some of you might know, up at the Center for Wildlife in Cape Nettic, Maine. She is a barred owl. She's one of the owl ambassadors at the Center for Wildlife named Fern. So she inspired me to write, Do You Talk with Animals? And so I have it right here behind me, right there, and you can purchase it on my website. It's $14.95. And if you purchase it, you'll actually get a free gift when you purchase.
Oh, I like
So
free
that's a
stuff.
free gift. And if you purchase, you'll also get free shipping during this time until December 24th. So even if you have little ones or adults, it's a great read. So it's basically just teaching kids how to connect and hold on to that intuition, because as we kind of grow older, we kind of forget and don't trust our own intuition. So getting outside in nature is one of the most things I think for me as a child that I remember. So yeah. Yeah.
Well, and you've been a partner for a couple of years now, and we've done a lot of sessions together where you've done mini reads. And
Mhm.
so I've seen you kind of work your magic behind the scenes, and I've seen you cause some tears. I've seen you cause some laughs. You know, there's lots of stories for us to tell over the years, different things that you've told me about things you've learned or um, ways that you've helped clients reconnect with pets. Just, yeah, amazing, amazing stories. So, you know, I know some people aren't into this, that, you know, they don't believe that it can work or that you can connect. But I've seen you in action, and I've seen you in action with some of my clients. And even just the other night when you were doing the Ask the Expert session for members, you know, we were talking a little bit about Gilly and how she's been over the last couple of months since Dakota's passing, and you were telling us that Dakota's walking the hallway. But what was interesting is you described our hallway and you described the doorways that she was peeking into, which I know you've never been to my house,
Nope.
and you know, I know you know my dog well, so obviously I don't see you as being um, able to be, you know, impartial or biased in your read because you know her. I mean, you work at the vet where we go, but it was interesting the fact that you had never been to my house and you were able to describe, you know, my upstairs and the fact. I mean, she did used to do that when she was alive because she was trying to find me. But also, like after our son moved out, we had some dog stuff stored in my son's bedroom, and there was treats and stuff, and so she was smelling that. So she would poke her head in and out of all the different rooms. And I just, you know, that was kind of a moment there when you described that. But it kind of made me think that, you know, because Gilly's going through some problems right now trying to adjust. But maybe she can take some comfort, as can all of us, in the fact that, you know, Dakota's energy potentially is still here and it's, you know, kind of roaming and doing all the fun stuff that she used to. And maybe Gilly sees it, maybe she doesn't, you know, it's hard to know for
Well, and
sure,
I
but
think we have to trust in that part of it too,
I do.
because I think we can all attest that our animals know more than we do. Our
Yeah.
animals see more than, I mean, there's definitely scientific data that their intuitive abilities are way strong, much more strong than ours can ever be. And sometimes we don't understand that, and that's where I think people are a little apprehensive to believe, well, how did you know that? Well, the animal showed it to me. That's how I'm feeling with that. And so it can be a little daunting sometimes, but it also offers a sense of peace. It also offers you a little bit of validation, especially for animals that are still alive. And we have, you know, we don't know why a dog might be anxious towards something, or it could have, they're afraid of thunderstorms. What is it about the thunderstorms? And scientifically speaking, I mean, we're all made up of energy. So it's just for me fine tuning it like a radio and understanding it from the animal and being able to deliver it in a way that we understand. Because there have been times during a session where an animal might show me in my body a physical, like my stomach might get upset, let's just say. And I go back to the animal and say, can you make that more clear to me? I don't understand. And then the animal will show me a picture, or sometimes the animal will like give me a song lyric. And it just kind of flows out of my mouth, and I don't have a filter because they don't have a filter when they're explaining it to me.
Yeah.
Um, and it's definitely kind of hard to understand. So I'm very glad that that was validating for you. And see, that's why I don't want to interpret. I'm
Yeah.
just going to share what the animal shares.
Yeah. I
That's
love
perfect.
that. Well, and so I encourage people to go to jodycrotty.com and check out not only her website, but her different sessions, and just know that by purchasing a gift or a session for yourself or someone else, you are also giving back to a charity in need. And it's just a nice touch for the holidays. So we appreciate that offer, Jody. Thank you for joining me today and talking all
Oh,
about
absolutely.
your wonderful service. And happy holidays to you and our listeners.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Take care.
Thank you.